raise your hand. We'll get a few questions around for Mike for questions for Caitlin. Start first row on the left.
Hey Caitlin, it's Megan Hall with USA Today and Hall About Sports. Wanted to ask you, I think 12 out of your 21 assists over the last 3 games have been to Aaliyah Boston. What's that been like developing that connection with her, and how proud are you of that connection you guys have been building?
Yeah, I feel like it's been something that has definitely taken some time to get used to playing with each other. You know, obviously at the beginning of the season, we're just tossed onto the court and like, here, try to play with each other, try to figure each other out. So we're like trying to figure that out on the go. And I think at times you can definitely tell like we weren't always in sync, and I think that goes for the whole team. But I think now like our pick and roll action has been a lot better. I think Aaliyah's just finishing so well around the rim. It's tough. Teams are gonna have to pick and choose whether they trap or, you know, being able to hit AB out of the traps. We've gotten a lot better at too. We struggled at that early in the year, just like getting out of those traps and being efficient and making another team pay for it. So, you know, a layup is the most efficient shot in basketball, and she's so good at it. I want to get her the ball as much as we can. I think we can still get her the ball more. So I think our connection will continue to grow as we play more games and get more practice with one another. But I think you're kind of just seeing the beginning of it, honestly.
Okay, then we got third row on the right here.
Hi, Caitlin. Have you been in with the pressure in your first month as a professional player? Was great. I'm from Italy. If you want the number 22 of the national basketball team is free.
The pressure has been something I've embraced, I think. It wasn't anything that I felt was, you know, any different than college. Obviously, it's like a new chapter of your life, and you're starting fresh, and everybody wants you to kind of prove something, and I think that's something that's going to take time for myself. I think I've grown a lot over the course of these first, this is my game 16, this is game 17, I believe. So I think just the growth that I've had from game 1 to now has been, you know, immense, and honestly, a lot of that has been without many practices. So just, you know, finding positives in that, giving yourself grace, but also just, you know, how much our team has also grown. So, yeah, I have Italian heritage, but I don't know about all that, so I appreciate that.
Okay, we got first row on the left there, all the way.
Hi, Caitlin. It's Noel from 99 again. Your assists are starting to improve. You had a double-double the other night. What are you starting to see on the court?
Yeah, I think our offense is just flowing a little bit better overall. I think you can tell the ball isn't sticking as much. At times we just play to one side and then kind of take a shot out of that or create one-on-one. I think our defense has gotten a lot better too. I think that can help, especially in transition, especially at the start of the last home game we played versus the Mystics. Like, a lot of those assists I had were early in transition with Aaliyah, so that's the hardest time for the defense to get set. That's really when I want to go. So I think it starts on defense for us, and that leads to really good offense. But I think overall, just our comfortability of playing with one another. The ball's just moving a little bit crisper, and I think that's going to continue to improve too.
Got third row on the left.
Caitlin, hey, Dan Holken, USA Today. You've played in front of huge crowds for many years now, but when you come to a new city, you know, a place like this, they're not playing in this arena regularly. Is there any sort of impulse still to, you know, come in and put on a show, or have you kind of moved past that at this point?
That's not really like how I do it. I mean, like, I hope we can do that every night. I hope I can do that every night, because there's a lot of people that come to these games and have spent a lot of time and money and resources to get here, and you always want to, you know, give a great product for them and the fans that you know, have spent time to come, whether it's their parents bringing young kids or whoever it is that is coming to watch us. So you always want to do that. I don't feel like it's, you know, a pressure I put on myself to like perform every single night. Obviously that's what I would love, but it's basketball. It doesn't go that way every time. So, but it's fun, like getting to come to these new arenas. You know, a lot of places I haven't played before. I haven't even been to the city of Atlanta. Obviously, just flown through here quite a few times. So this is my first time here. The environment just seems really good. A great basketball arena, so I'm excited. I think it's gonna be fun, and man, it's hard for us to get tickets too, so we feel the same, you know.
We'll go back far left corner there on the wall.
Hey Caitlin, Rashad Milligan rolling out here. I wanted to ask you, 16 games in, as you mentioned, basketball-wise, what has been your favorite part of the W?
That's a good question. I mean, I think just getting to play, like, this has like been my dream ever since I was a young kid, and now I get to live out that every single night. Like, you kind of pinch yourself, like, this is my job, like, I'm a professional athlete, like, that's pretty incredible in itself. So I think just the fact that I get to do this every single night, like, I never take that for granted, and certainly there's been ups and downs through the early part of my career, as, you know, every rookie goes through, as every, you know, player does. Like, that's just how it goes, and But I think, you know, every single night it's another opportunity to enjoy this crowd, enjoy the environment, have a lot of fun playing basketball because there's so many people that would want to be in my shoes or be in our team's shoes, and for me, like that's what's so cool about it.
We got time for two more. I think we got one on Zoom. Rowie Hayter. Rowie, you want to go ahead?
Sure. Hi. Hi, Caitlin. I was curious because I was looking at some of your stats, and I noticed that you're taking, at least in the last few games, like not as many shots overall, and of those shots, more than have been from behind the 3-point line. I'm curious how much that's been an active thing that you've been working on, and sort of adjusting to, you know, taking the shots that you know, come most naturally.
Yeah, I think it's not something that was really ever talked about. I think just the flow of the game, I've gotten a better feel for the game over the course of the, you know, maybe the last 10 games. Obviously, when you first get in the league and just tossed on the court with your new teammates, it's kind of hard to feel things out, and they're trying to feel me out, and we're trying to learn how to play with one another, and I think just our flow on offense has gotten a lot better, and like you saw, like I think last game I took 12 shots, AB took 11, Kelsey Mitchell took 11, so it was like very balanced overall. I think Liz took 8. E-Dub took 9, so like when you have that balance, it's a really hard matchup for the other team, and I think especially because we're making shots at a very efficient rate too. Like we're not just chucking them up there and missing. Like we had been making shots at an efficient rate, so I think it's just finding the great shots. You know, pass up a good shot for a great shot. I think I've been able to get my feet in the paint a little bit more and finish around the rim a little bit better. Yeah, I think it's just having that balance is going to be the best thing for myself and the best thing for this team.
Last one, first row on the left.
Hey, Caitlin, Raphael from the 3-point conversion. You talked about you've been having fun, it's been enjoyable, but have you had that welcome to the WNBA moment? And if so, can you elaborate on that?
Honestly, like I've been popped on a couple screens. I actually ruptured my eardrum when we were in New York on a tough screen. So if I had to pick one right now, it'd probably be that. But like great screens, I just didn't hear them, so it's kind of my own fault. But yeah, I'd probably pick those.
All right, thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Caitlin.